Welcome, history enthusiasts, to another deep dive into the shadows of our past. When you hear Knights Templar, you likely picture holy warriors fighting in the Crusades. But their greatest weapon was never a broadsword. It was an encrypted piece of parchment. These humble monks, sworn to poverty, secretly built the ultimate financial empire. Today, we reveal exactly how they invented banking and why this wealth sealed their dark fate. It is the early 12th century, and the holy city of Jerusalem is blazing hot. The First Crusade has ended, leaving devastation and shattered empires in the desert sand. Thousands of devout European pilgrims now flock to the newly conquered sacred lands. But the dusty desert roads are treacherous, crawling with ruthless bandits and assassins. Innocent travelers are vanquished without mercy, perishing under the brutal desert sun. A French knight named Hugues de Payan witnesses this endless tragedy with a heavy heart. He gathers 8 of his most trusted brothers-in-arms to form a sacred, secret brotherhood. They stand inside the ancient Temple of Solomon, pledging their lives to a higher purpose. These men take absolute vows of holy poverty, strict chastity, and total obedience. They become the poor fellow soldiers of Christ, swearing to protect the helpless pilgrims. Their iconic symbol speaks volumes. 2 armored knights riding on a single, exhausted horse. It perfectly represents their absolute lack of wealth and their unbreakable unity in war. In these early days, they truly have nothing. Their chainmail is patched and heavily worn. They rely entirely on local charity just to afford their daily bread and water. Yet their fierce dedication and unmatched bravery on the battlefield soon catch royal attention. The King of Jerusalem grants them a permanent headquarters right on the Temple Mount. This prestigious location gives them their legendary name, the famous Knights Templar. They patrol the deadly mountain passes, escorting terrified travelers through the rocky gorges. With heavy broadswords and unshakable faith, they crush any ambush with brutal efficiency. The grateful survivors bring tales of these selfless holy warriors back to the courts of Europe.
We are forever in your debt.
Slowly, the myth of the invincible, pure-hearted Templar knight begins to spread like wildfire. According to historical records, they fought with a terrifying, truly reckless courage. Their strict rule forbids them from ever retreating unless they are outnumbered 3-1. Surrender is never an option. They must fight until the very last drop of their strength is spent. This fanatical discipline transforms them into the most feared shock cavalry of the Middle Ages. But back in France, a different kind of foundation is being laid for their future empire. The powerful abbot, Bernard of Clairvaux, becomes their ultimate spiritual patron. He writes passionate texts glorifying their divine mission to the wealthiest nobles in the land. He skillfully crafts a medieval marketing campaign that changes the course of human history.
And the reclamation of the Holy Land.
The narrative shifts from poor monks to glorified holy avengers doing the work of God himself. Aristocrats are entirely captivated by this romantic vision of the noble Templar.
Its eyes burning like the very fires of the abyss.
They believe that supporting these warriors will guarantee the salvation of their own sinful souls. The stage is perfectly set for the most dramatic financial explosion the world has ever seen. In 1129, the Council of Troyes officially endorses the mighty Templar order. The Pope grants them the exclusive right to wear the pristine white mantle with a crimson-red cross. This striking uniform becomes the ultimate status symbol across the entire Christian world. Suddenly, immense wealth begins pouring into the order, from kings, dukes, and wealthy merchants. Nobles heading to the Crusades donate vast estates, massive castles, and countless gold coins. They gift fertile farmlands and heavy iron chests of silver to secure heavenly blessings. Even ordinary citizens leave their modest homes to the order in their final dying wills. 10 years later, Pope Innocent II issues a groundbreaking papal bull for the Knights. He exempts the Templars from local taxes and makes them answerable only to the Pope himself. They can cross any border, build independent churches, and collect their own regional taxes. This privilege effectively turns them into a sovereign and powerful megacorporation. From a humble band of 9, they expand into a highly organized international army. Massive stone preceptories, completely independent and strongly fortified, rise across Europe. These sprawling complexes serve as military training grounds, vast farms, and secure storage hubs. The Templars now own an exclusive naval fleet, dominating the Mediterranean trade routes. Their massive wooden galleys transport well-armed troops, terrified pilgrims, and heavy cargo. The irony is profound. Men sworn to strict poverty now manage unimaginable vast wealth. If sworn to strict poverty, could you resist the dark temptation of limitless gold? Tell us below. Elite Templars now ride the finest war horses and wear impeccably polished chainmail in battle. Their military prowess on the Eastern Front remains absolutely legendary and brutal. But behind the thick stone walls of their European bases, a revolution is brewing. The sheer volume of gold and silver they accumulate presents a massive logistical nightmare. Moving physical treasure across the dangerous continent is far too risky for anyone. How can a wealthy baron travel miles to Jerusalem without being robbed and ruined? The Templars realize they have the perfect infrastructure to solve this massive security problem. They possess heavily guarded fortresses, a vast workforce, and an ironclad reputation. Trust is their greatest currency. Nobody would ever dare accuse a holy Templar of theft. And so, these devout warriors quietly lay the strong foundations of modern global finance. The shift from military order to medieval megabank happens with astonishing speed. Kings begin storing their royal crowns and national treasuries deep within the Templar vaults. The Paris Temple becomes the de facto central bank for the French royal administration. They act as trusted tax collectors, managing vast sums of money for the Pope and various kings. The world is completely unaware that these monks are about to change the economy forever. The greatest turning point in Templar history is not a battle, but a brilliant idea. They invent an ingenious system that eliminates the need to carry dangerous, heavy gold. Imagine a wealthy English lord preparing for a perilous journey to the distant Holy Land. He visits the strong Templar headquarters in London, bringing heavy chests of silver. A stern Templar treasurer carefully weighs the precious metal, using precise brass balancing scales. Instead of carrying the gold, the Lord receives a small, encrypted piece of sheepskin parchment. This document is secured with a complex cipher and sealed with the iconic red wax Templar stamp. The Lord travels entirely empty-handed across Europe, safe from greedy highway robbers. Upon arriving in Jerusalem, he presents this coded letter to the Templar commander. The local treasurer easily deciphers the encrypted message using their secret code. He then hands over the exact amount of heavy silver, minus a small transaction fee. Without even realizing it, these devout knights have invented the modern traveler's check. This revolutionary credit system makes international trade much faster and safer. But the Templars do not simply store vast fortunes. They actively begin to lend it. The Catholic Church strictly forbids the sinful practice of charging interest on any loan. However, the clever knights disguise their hefty profits as reasonable administrative fees. They skillfully manage enormous estates, operate busy mills, and trade valuable goods. The order effectively operates the very first global banking corporation in Europe. Desperate kings and ambitious princes frequently borrow massive sums from the wealthy knights. This unprecedented financial leverage makes the Templars the most powerful men alive. Yet, while their European bank accounts overflow, their original sacred mission is failing. By the late 13th century, the mighty Christian stronghold of Acre finally collapses. The battered crusaders are violently pushed out of the sacred Middle Eastern territories. Relocating to Paris, the order retains its massive wealth, but loses its divine purpose. They are now an elite, heavily armed military force, with absolutely no war left to fight. This dangerous mix of endless wealth and idle military power breeds deep resentment.
The time is not yet right.
King Philip IV of France is fighting costly wars, and his royal treasury is empty. He owes an incredibly massive, crippling financial debt to the Paris Templar headquarters. The arrogant king simply cannot afford to repay the staggering millions he has borrowed. Driven by sheer desperation and dark greed, the ruthless monarch devises a sinister plot. He knows he cannot defeat their elite armies in open combat. He must destroy their faith. If you were a bankrupt king, would you dare attack the holiest warriors of God? Tell us. Philip's spies begin to spread vicious, terrifying rumors about the secret Templar rituals.
We have to move now before the guard changes.
The climax arrives on Friday the 13th, October of the year 1307. The king's heavily armed royal guards open their sealed secret orders right before the dawn. In a perfectly coordinated, nationwide strike, soldiers smash down the heavy fortress doors. The unsuspecting knights are violently dragged from their warm beds in the middle of the night. Even the venerable Grand Master Jacques de Molay is thrown into a dark, freezing dungeon. The formal royal charges against these holy men are absolutely shocking and horrific. They are falsely accused of spitting on the sacred cross during their secret inductions. The king claims they worship a terrifying demonic idol known to the world as Baphomet. Royal inquisitors employ the most brutal physical torment ever imagined. Broken by unimaginable pain, many knights finally confess to these bizarre lies. With their reputation completely destroyed, King Philip swiftly seizes their entire treasury. The cunning monarch effectively erases his massive national debt in a single night. A weak and highly manipulated Pope Clement V is violently pressured to comply. In 1312, the Pope officially dissolves the legendary Templar Brotherhood forever. However, the battered Grand Master Jacques de Molay bravely retracts his forced confession. He stands tall before the royal judges and publicly declares the innocence of his men. A furious King Philip immediately sentences the old warrior to perish in flames. On a freezing evening in March 1314, they are dragged to a tiny Parisian island. The proud Grand Master is tightly bound to a heavy wooden stake above a pile of dry kindling. The royal guard slowly lowers his burning torch, and the terrifying orange flames erupt. As the searing fire consumes his failing body, Jacques de Molay does not scream in pure agony. Instead, through the thick black smoke, he shouts a chilling, legendary curse upon his betrayers. He declares that both Pope Clement and King Philip will face God's fierce judgment within a year. The mighty Templar Empire is finally reduced to nothing but blowing ash on the dark wind. Incredibly, the dying Grand Master's final horrific curse actually comes true. Pope Clement perishes just 1 month later, and King Philip meets his sudden end while hunting. The astonishing legacy of the Knights Templar goes far beyond their mythical hidden treasures. These deeply religious monks accidentally engineered the modern financial banking system. Their tragic downfall perfectly illustrates the deadly danger of possessing immense wealth. Absolute financial power always invites the vicious envy of ruthless politicians. They bravely survived centuries of brutal desert warfare against massive, overwhelming armies. Yet the ultimate holy warriors were completely destroyed by the simple stroke of a quill pen. Their legendary tale remains a powerful reminder that gold can be heavier than iron swords. The Templars' tragic end leaves us today with a haunting question about faith and immense wealth. Was King Philip a greedy tyrant or a desperate ruler fighting a monopoly? Share below. If you enjoyed this epic journey, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel.